So now we're gonna work on the stories. So this is what we're trying to recreate. They're gonna be pretty cool. So we can just go. Let me go to pages and then go to home and then the index, okay? And after the left here, we're gonna have a div. Let's call it home middle, which is gonna have all the elements in the middle. And here we're gonna have a component. So we can go to the components and then home, and then we're gonna create a new folder, call it stories, like this. And we're gonna have inside it an index.js rfc, remove that, change the name to stories, like that. And then we're gonna also have a style.css, go back right here, import it, and now let's go back to the home. And after this, we're gonna call the stories like this, and then import them. And as you see in the stories, we have this text, but it's not shown. Even if we go to the full screen, it's not going to be shown because this is going to be starting from here. Okay, so it's going to be under the header. So let me do a few things. Let's go back to the home. Let's go to the upper div and the class name here. Let's make it home. Okay, and go back to the size for the home first, and then go to home, and then let's make the minimum height. It's going to be 100 VH, and then the background is going to be variable. And then it's going to be bg secondary like this, okay? And this should change the background. Okay, I think no, it not. Let me go. Yeah, we didn't import it, so import style.css like this, okay? And now this is going to change, okay? So this is how it's going to look like here. See, let's continue. So in the stories itself, let me have a class name for here, and this is going to be stories. And let me remove this. And here we're just gonna have a create story card, which is the one that's let me show you, story card. So first of all, let me create this one, which is this one, create story. So we can go right here, and then inside this we can have an image and the source. Let me see where we're gonna go, and then let me fix this, sorry. Okay, and then gonna go up 3 times, and then we're gonna go to the images, and then default pic.png. Let's see if we have it. Okay, now it's shown right here. So let me also go to the size for the, not the stories, the home itself, and go to the home middle, and let me move it so we can see it. Okay, so we just can go margin tab 75 pixels. Okay, that moves that. That's for the home middle. Okay, I'm gonna see what's the problem. Okay, and then we're gonna have also margin left to be 31.8 viewport width. I will see in this vertical is not vertical. Okay, that was just me being stupid. Okay, and this is maybe just let me work on that. I don't know how much we had. I think, yeah, this is gonna be 56 like this, because I remember like the height of the header was like 56. Okay, 57. Okay, that's all right. 58, as long as we don't have a space, you know, between the header and the elements. Okay, so let me just check out the header, the height of it, so make sure that this is right. So the header, the height of it, yeah, is 56. Okay, so we can make that 56, and this is fine. Okay, why this is under, let me fix that. So we simply can go back to the stories. Let me go to the stories first and create them, and then we're gonna work with that. Don't worry, this is gonna be easy. And then right here we're just gonna have a div which is gonna be called plus story, and inside this we're just gonna have the plus icon or plus svg. Okay, and we're gonna pass a color, and the color this time is gonna be white, so we just can pass white like this. Okay, so this is simply what we've done. And then we're gonna go after that div, and then we're gonna have a story text, story create text. Okay, and this is gonna be create story. Okay, like this. So let's work on this to make sure that it works all right, and then we're gonna see the rest. Okay, so let me just see the styles. So we're gonna start with the stories. Let me just see. Okay, so dot stories, and then we're gonna have position to be relative. Display is gonna be grid. Okay, because you want to have 6 elements right here. So as you see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna have a grid of 6. So grid, template column, repeat, they're gonna be 6, and all they're gonna have 1 105 pixels, okay, 105 pixels, and then the gap between them, okay, and padding is gonna be 6 pixels and 0 from right and left. And then create story card, and this is gonna be positioned to be relative, and then we're gonna have a height 190 pixels, the width to be 100%, border radius 10 pixels, and then overflow to be hidden. So, and the background is going to be white, so we can just have the white color like this, and then we're going to have a cursor pointer, and then a box shadow, and this is going to be 0, 1 pixel, 2 pixel, and then it's going to be shadow 1, okay. And then we're going to have the create story image, and this is going to be position absolute, and then we're going to have a height to be 75%, sorry, I'm a bit sleepy right now, width 100%, object fit to be cover, so now it's covering, okay. And then also going to make sure that the filter, we're going to change the brightness, okay, of this, so filter, and the brightness of it is going to be only 80%, so it's a bit dark, okay. That's the first thing. So we can go now to the plus story, let me see, dots plus story, and then we're going to have position to be absolute, left 50%, okay, and the top is going to be 65%, and then also going to have a transform to make sure that it's from the left on the middle, so transform translate X, okay, and this is going to be minus 50%, so it's in the middle. Don't worry, this is going to be all making sense with. So the width is 40 pixels, the height is 40 pixels, okay, just don't worry. Border radius, the border radius is gonna be, let me see, 50%, because it's gonna be around, and then align display flex, if I can write that, display flex, align item center, and justify content center, okay. And the background is gonna be blue, so variable, and this is gonna be blue color, okay, like this. And the cursor is gonna be pointer, and as you see now it's shown. And the border, so we're gonna have a border, and the border is simply gonna be 4 pixels solid, and it's gonna be white like that, okay. So let's continue. And then the story create text, and this is gonna be a color, so it's gonna be black, okay, the text. And then we're gonna have from the left 20%, and top 87%, and then the font size to be 12 pixels, okay. And then let me see what else we have, because I think we have a problem right here. This shouldn't be like that. So after waking up a little bit, I realized that the create story image, we didn't add it right here to the image, okay. So we're gonna go to the image. I'm really sorry. So we're gonna add it right here, and nothing's gonna make sense. Also, we didn't add the position to be absolute right here. We're just going left with it. Didn't even position it, okay. I'm really sorry. So now we've done with the left one, and this is like the brightness that I've added right here. So that was just to make this darker like this, okay. So it's not full brightness, it's 80%, okay. So let's work on the rest. So we can go back to the stories, and after this I'm gonna have the data for you. So in the data folder in the home, I've added another one which is called stories, which is an array that has all the elements right here, okay. So we can import that and work on it, okay. So let me go back to the stories, let me import it first. Stories, they're gonna be from, let me see, I think to go a lot more, okay. And here we're gonna have in the data and in the home, okay. So we have in it, okay. And after this we're just gonna go stories, and then dot map, and then we're gonna get story, and also we're gonna get the index, and right here we're just gonna we're gonna return, and we can return like a component. Let's create this component. So inside there the stories, let's call it story.js. The components are one of the best things that you can have on React, okay. So you need to use them a lot, okay, because they are that's what they are for, okay. So story, and then we're gonna import it like this, okay. Now as you see we have the story text right here, so let me work on that. So in the story, you're just gonna pass the story itself. You can like pass the elements, you know, one by one, or can just pass the whole story or the whole item, and then when you go to the components, you play with that. Okay, so you can go to the story and we're gonna get the whole story right here. Okay, and the whole story, I mean it, the whole you know objects right here, so all of them. Okay, this is an object, this is a story. So let me close that, and in the story, this is gonna have a class name. The class name of this is gonna be story, I think. So it's gonna be story. Okay, let me remove this 6. We're gonna have a few things right here. So first of all, we're gonna have an image, and the source of it is gonna come from the story. So we're just gonna go story.image. Okay, like that. And now it's gonna see all the images. And let me add a class name right here. Let's call it story image. Okay, and after that, we're gonna have a div. Let's call it story profile. Story profile pic, like that. And inside this, we can have another image, and the source is going to be the story, this time dot profile picture. Okay, picture, like that. Okay, and now we have in it, and after that, we can have another class name. Let's call it story profile name. Okay, and inside this, we're gonna have a story dot profile name. Let's go to the styles to make this, you know, presentable. Okay, so let's go to the story right here. Let's work on the story, and this is simply gonna have a cursor to be pointer. That's the first name. Position is gonna be also relative, and then we're gonna have a height to be 190 pixels, and the width is gonna be 100%. Border radius, so border radius is gonna be 10 pixels. Let me remove that. After the border radius, let's continue, and then the overflow also gonna be hidden, and then the box shadow, we're gonna have 0, 1 pixel, 2 pixels, and var is gonna be shadow 1. Okay, like this. And now we have the things almost ready, and then we're gonna go to the story image, and in this story image, we're gonna make the width 100%, the height 100%, and then we're gonna take the object and then make it cover. Okay, and the transition is going to be all 0.2 seconds, so we're going to have a smooth transition when we work on the story. So when we hover on it, we're just going to go to the story image. Okay, and then we're going to make it, you know, scale it, so transform and then scale it to make it larger, and it's going to be 1.1 to make it larger. Okay, this way. And as you see now, it moves, and this is the reason we have overflow hidden. So if we remove that, you see the image as gonna, you know, overflow the elements. So let me get that back, and this is how it's gonna look. And as you see, this is a smooth, cool transition. Okay, so let's go after that. Let me go to the story profile pic, and this is simply gonna take the image inside. And let me see what I'm gonna do. Just also, this is gonna be, okay, we've done it or not? We didn't do it. Okay, so the width 100%, the height to be 100%, and the object fit. Okay, let me go back right here. 100%, and object fit is gonna be cover. Okay, so let's go to work on the name. So, and then we're gonna see what we have. So profile name, and then position is gonna be absolute. Left is gonna be 50%. And then so we're gonna make sure it's actually in the middle from the left, so translate x and then minus 50%. Bottom is gonna be 10 pixels, and then word break, and then we're gonna have break word. Okay, so if you have like a long word, we want to break it, and we're gonna keep the words. Okay, not keep, if you have break all, the word is gonna be breaking, and you can break also the words, and that's gonna create a problem. Okay, so for example, it's gonna go to the middle of south and, you know, carrots. Okay, and we don't want that. We want to break by the words. Okay, and then this is gonna be color to be white, and then we're gonna have a font size, not a font size. Okay, so it's gonna be 14 pixels, and padding left is gonna be 10 pixels, like that. Okay, so say the image right here is not showing, this image right here, and if we go back to the story itself, we're gonna find that we have the div, and this is inside it. So this is the div, we didn't work on it. Okay, so we worked on the image and we make it the width of the parents, which is this one, but we didn't work on this one exactly. Okay, so let's work on it, and the position for this is gonna be absolute, and from left is gonna be 0, and then from top is gonna be 0. Okay, like that. and then we're gonna go to the width, which is gonna be 50 pixels, like that. And now you see, and the height is gonna be 50 pixels. Now it's shown perfectly right there. So we can go border radius to make it round 50%. Okay, and then we're gonna have overflow hidden, so if something overflow, we're gonna hide it. And then also we're gonna have a border, and the border is gonna be 2 pixels, and it's gonna be solid, and it's gonna be a variable, let's see, blue color, like this. Okay, so now if we go back right here, let me maximize this, and we see the elements right here. So as you see, they are the same. Okay, of course this is this, don't worry. So as you see right now, we see gonna fix all of this, don't worry. Okay, and then the last thing is gonna be here is this, arrow right here. Okay, so we can work on that. Okay, so let me go back to our elements right here. Let me minimize this and go back to this, not the story. I'm gonna go back to the stories because we have it in the stories. Okay, and after mapping to all the elements, we're gonna have a white circle like this, and inside this we're just gonna have the arrow right is VG, as you see, like that. And we're just gonna pass a color, and you can just get the color itself and define it, or you can just pass it, we can do it as a string right here. Okay, so we're gonna do it as a string 65676B. okay, let's go back right here, and now we have it right here. Okay, but we're gonna fix that. So simply let me make this like this and just move this so we can see what we're doing. So let me go to the size right now and move to the bottom, and then we're gonna have the white circle. Okay, and simply the width is gonna be 40 pixels, the height is 40 pixels, and then border radius is 50%. okay, and then the BG with the background is gonna be variable, and it's gonna be BG primary. We want it to be white, and now it's white to make sure everything is in the middle. You can also use the display grid and then use place items and then make it center like this, and it's going to center the element, or you can use the display flex align item center and justify content center. So both ways work, and the position is going to be absolute, so you want to make it on the right of the element. So from the top is going to be 50%, so it's in the middle as you see, but when I transform, and then we're going to go to translate Y to make sure that it's exactly in the middle, minus 50%, okay, and now it's in the middle. Now we're going to go to the right place, and we're going to also, it's going to be minus 5 pixels, okay, like that. Okay, and let's go back right here, and then we're going to have a box shadow. We're going to fix that, don't worry. I'm going to go to the box shadow, and then we're going to have a not translate, we're going to have 1 pixel, 2 pixel, and then a variable is going to be shadow 1. okay, and let's see what's problem. Let's have the cursor pointer, and as we see the elements, it didn't go right here. Okay, so that's problem, and you can see the elements right here. Okay, so the problem is simply because this elements of the stories div, it doesn't have like a specific width, so it takes the full width that it can take. Okay, and that takes the whole here because this is fixed, and when an element is fixed, the width of it or the height of it doesn't matter. So this is going to be here no matter what, and any div you have right here, it doesn't gonna take in consideration that there is a div right here. Okay, so simply we can go back to the home, and then we're gonna have a display grid, and then we're going to take this whole home page, and we're going to split it into 3. So this is going to be 1, this is going to be 2, and this is going to be 3. okay, so we make sure that this is going to be the third of this of the screen, and then it's going to make this go right here to the last of the middle. Okay, so this is going to be pretty simple. So we're going to cut that to 3. So grid template columns, repeat, we're going to have 3 all have the same width, and this is simply how it is, and make it like this. Okay, so if we go back right here, even this element now is organized, and this is still like a width or a height problem right here. So this is going to be also fixable easy. So we can go back right here, and instead of 56, we can make it 75 pixels. Okay, like that. So now we compare this with this one, and as you see, they are all in the same place. There's a problem right here for the text, because this text shouldn't be like that. Should give us the opportunity to be a little bit wide, okay, or should be a little bit wide. So let me go back to the styles. When you have a lot of coding, this is normal. Okay, don't worry if such things happen, this is pretty normal. Okay, so the story profile name, this one we have the position absolute left. Let me just see the bottom 10 pixels, word break, and this is going to be break word. Okay, and also we're going to make the width to be 100 pixels, okay, at least. And as you see now, it takes the width. Okay, you can also play with these values. so it can take more, but I think 100 pixels, it's in the middle. Okay, so let's make it like that. Okay, and simply we're finished with the stories. Okay, like this, and now everything is fine.